Here is the Yom Yom sayings of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, which were gathered together by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, our present Rebbe. Okay, this Torah week's portion, Breshit, yesterday, what did we learn? That Abraham began, remember, just repeating what we learned yesterday. Abraham began this idea of Jews wandering around the world in order to raise up the sparks of holiness which fell into the exile and the beginning of the creation of the world, and even more when the temples were destroyed, and etc. And so we wander around the world and we use the physical world for godly purposes, or we go to a place and we pray there, or we learn Torah there, and this elevates the sparks. And only the big tzaddikim, they know where these sparks are of holiness that we have to be raised up, and we don't know, but God's divine providence brings us to these places. Okay, that began with Abraham. Okay, Breshit, the first portion of the Torah, Breshit, is happy. It's happy. God creates the world. Happy thing. Good. God creates the world. Even though the end of it is not so good. What's the end? That God saw the world is becoming decadent and twisted, and God said, maybe I'll destroy the world. But Noah was okay. But the end of Bereshit is not so pleasant. God sees that the world is going in the wrong direction. Next, that's last week's Torah portion, the first portion of the Torah. Next week, that's what we're in now. That's Noah. Noah starts off bad, the flood, but it ends off on a happy note with the end of this week's Torah portion is that Abraham is born. So Bereshit starts off good, but it ends bad. Noah starts off bad, but it ends good. The really happy week is next week's Torah portion with Lech Lecha. Every day of the week we live with Abraham, the first to dedicate his life to spreading godliness to the world. Right? Noah was a holy person, and he built an ark and said, anyone who wants to come to me, come to me. But Abraham started wandering around. He wandered around the world spreading godliness, telling all the world not to worship idols, don't be selfish, worship only your creator. And Abraham gave this self-sacrifice as an inheritance to all the Jews. That's the essence of a Jew, self-sacrifice for spreading Judaism to the world. Okay.